Hello, and welcome to another video. Today we're continuing the How to Fight series on Evelynn. Last time we talked about approach and the conditions to winning a fight, so no matter if, or well, regardless of if the fight is good or bad, we talked about the conditions to win the fight, which can sometimes be enemy just DCing, I suppose, if the enemy is fed enough, or it can be something as simple as enemy just walking up. This time we're going to be talking about a similar concept, I suppose, but we're going to be focusing on it in a different way, in terms of ganking and invading, and specifically even more so invading than ganking. We're going to be looking at the conditions which make us want to fight the enemy, right? So last time we talked about the conditions to winning a fight, this time we're talking about the conditions that make us want to fight them. We're also going to talk about a little bit about the conditions that make the fight winnable, but in a slightly different way. So this time we're talking about more of the general 1v1 with the enemy jungler and stuff like that. So if we look at the junglers that people play real quick, right? A lot of them have a very simple conditional fight mechanic for us, where as long as something happens, we can win, right? Like, Rek'Sai straight up, we will not win. Kindred straight up, we will not win, right? But if they're doing a camp and they use their spells, like Rek'Sai used her knock-up on the camp, we win. Kindred used her E, or her W is already down, we win. Rengar used all of his stacks and now he's on cooldown, we win. Fiddlesticks used his Q, or he used his W and we cancelled it so he didn't get the reset, we win. Kha'Zix used his jump already, and I don't know, maybe used Q on a camp or something, we win. Bel'Veth used E on a camp, we win. Udyr used W on a camp, we win. Gragas used E on a camp, we win. Maokai used W and Q on the camp, we win. Elise... I mean, Elise has to waste her spells quite hard. Though generally you just can win against Elise no matter what, kinda. The problem is just you have to not get cocooned, then you can't really eat all of her spells, so as long as you use some of her spells, I think the best thing that can possibly happen to you in a fight against Elise is she used her spider form spells. I'll just swap so they don't cry like little noobs. Top laners always cry. What? Okay, I guess. Okay. I mean, okay. I suppose that is the most illustrated everything in my life. If she used her spider form spells and then she transformed into human form, free kill. Rammus uses W and E on the camp. Okay, well, preferably Rammus would use every spell on the camp, but generally, as long as he used his W on the camp, he should be fine. If his W is already down, he doesn't really get that tanky, so you're fine. Nocturne, if he uses E on the camp, you win. Zac, if he uses E on the camp, you should win. They usually use E and then Q afterwards anyway, so pretty free. Where was I? Hecarim, you just win in general, honestly. Like, even if you straight up fight him 1v1, you should just win after 6. As long as he's not like really fed and has insane items against you. But if you want an advantage, I suppose you can look for when he uses W and E on the camp. But it's not really too advantageous because then he has Q stacks, so unless he literally E'd to the camp, you don't really get a big advantage by finding him on a camp, right? Like, it's not really something that helps you that much, I'll be honest. Here. Then Echo, if you use E on the camp, if you use W, both of those are amazing. Nuno, if you use W and Q. I mean, Nuno, if you use anything on the camp, it's already like pretty decent. Though preferably Q. If you use Q on the camp, he doesn't full heal anymore, so that's amazing. Lilia is kind of easier to beat if you find her straight up than on a camp, honestly. Though it is pretty nice if she uses Q and W on the camp, especially W because then she's stuck in an animation. Master Yi preferably would find him when he doesn't have W, but like, I mean, they don't use W that much if they're actually like human after you're 6. But usually they're not human actually, so they use W to auto-attack reset. So if you walk into the enemy jungle and you see Master Yi use W as an auto-attack reset, he's just dead. Like, he just dies. Also, all of these champs, like pretty much every champ in the game, if the enemy jungler uses their ult, even if you're behind, you can just invade them afterwards. against Hecarim, this is like a big thing as well. So I said before, it's not really advantageous if you find him in the camps that much. But if it's post 6 and he doesn't have ult and you do have ult, then I mean it's advantageous no matter what, really. Even if you find him on like the biggest stacked camp in the world where he heals 7,000, like it doesn't matter. Poppy preferably she used E already, then it's like a lot easier to play as well. Nidalee would be, I guess, the best thing on Nidalee is if you can find her right as she transforms into Cougar form and W is on the camp, or you just, I mean, you don't have to find them literally as this happens. Like, it doesn't have to be like a CSGO or Valorant or something. Oh, he like saw me when the timing was right. No, not really. Like, you're in this, right? So you just walk up to the camp that they're doing and you just watch them do the camp until they use the spell that you want them to use. Like, it's not that complex, right? Volibear, I mean, you kind of need him to not have ult, but I mean, if you use shield, like the shield spell, the AoE one on the camp, right? That's huge. And the W as well. Then Trundle, if you use W, it's like really nice. Vi, if you use Q, it's amazing. Talon, if you eat to the camp, it's amazing. If he doesn't have spells up, it's also amazing. Xin Zhao, if you used his I think they max W, so if you use W, it's like pretty good. I feel like my game might be a remake because it's been so long. That would be really unfortunate. I mean, Cortis, you never find him without spells because his spells have so low cooldown that he always has them, but you just always beat Cortis, so unless he has exhaust, then he can beat you as well. But after 6, like, you kind of just beat him anyway, even with exhaust. As long as he doesn't put you behind pre-6, obviously. Warwick preferably would find them without E, but they don't use E on the camps unless they're like really low elo, so that's a bit difficult. I suppose if you can find them right as he uses his Q though, that's like some advantage, right? Like, you might not find the biggest advantage in the world, but as long as you can find some advantage, it's already pretty decent, right? And you can see the pattern. Like, honestly, like, it doesn't even make sense for me to keep talking about this because all of these champs is the same pattern, right? Like, mobility spells are very nice to find them without, because if they don't have a mobility spell, then the fight is much easier to play and you can just catch them. If they have CC, then if you can find them when they use a CC spell, that's really nice as well. And otherwise, it's just like if you can find them when they use their biggest damage spell, right? But some champs, like Sejuani or like Amumu or I don't know, some other champs, whatever. Anyway, these champs, I suppose Bel'Veth as well or whatever, right? Like, their mobility and CC and damage are all linked to like one spell. So if they don't have that spell, that is a bit doomed for them. I don't know why I'm invading, but sure, I suppose. I mean, enemy invaded that side, and I'm invading this side for whatever reason, but the enemy can just run here, and then I could be like, fuck, maybe, so I'll board this. I don't know. I mean, sure, let's invade, whatever. Honestly, this game, we're just going to focus on the thing I talked about, right? So we're going to walk into the enemy jungle at level 6, and we're going to just watch the enemy do their camp, right? And when we see the enemy do their camp and use the spell that we want them to use, we will just go in and kill them. It's really that simple. Really is. Sword is really chill to have, because then you can kind of just know if you're safe doing the camps or not. And you also find out if the enemy actually knows, because if they don't know, then they just walk here. And a lot of people, when they get invades like these, they will then go right to their Krugs and go full clear. But the problem is you don't have that much time, and if you do that, I don't know. It just never ends up being that worth it. So I think that the better thing to do here is to just do Raptors or Red, but I'll do Red first, because I think Raptors are much safer to do than Red. And I think I can do red before he comes here, because he just saw that his counter now. See? And then they run to your raptors and stuff, and they try to fight you here. But since I don't have prio, I'll just fuck off from that. And I already got an advantage, so I don't really care. You know, he can clear my raptors for me if he wants. Like, the thing is, if you do Krugs, right? Then they meet you on your red, or they meet you on raptors or whatever, right? And it's just issues, right? You just end up having issues for no reason. Like, why would you want to meet the enemy jungler when you have 20 camps to do and they have none, right? Like, and then this is free gank for me instead. Like, right now I would be fighting the enemy jungler and just being like, teammates, please move to me, teammates. This is so cringe that this shit doesn't aggro on the person that has charm on them. I really hate that. Just 4-shot. Wow. Oops. I mean, like, man, that is out of my control. Like, I can't not dodge spells. Like, you wouldn't get it. I'm not joking, by the way. Literally, like, I dodge spells without thinking about it. Like, I do not think about this shit. Like, if a spell is easy to dodge, I won't block it for my teammate. I'll always just dodge it. But anyway, we got the lead. We're chilling. I don't know. We're just gonna do this camp and then... Let's see his HP. He's low, right? So right now I could base and whatever, right? But also I can just go fight. Because I'm a level up. I have... Oh. I'm not a level up. But I can just put charm on him and... defend this, I suppose. Yeah. A bit unfortunate. Enemy support, best player in the world apparently. They were in tower, what the fuck do you want? Now he does his bot side camp, so I'll just do his top side then. Fucking clueless. Fucking clueless. So Kha'Zix did 5 camps including a scuttle, which means that he... Fuck. He did Krugs. He didn't do my Krugs. Right. That guy doesn't have W, so we can actually fight him. Right. Conditions. Honestly, I'm not going... Oh. I don't win this, do I? Oh, whatever, I'll flip it. He doesn't have W yet, so as long as he fights me early enough, I win it. But like, I don't win it because like he can wait until he has W, right? And I don't have a good way to escape. Like, that's the issue there. Oh, the fuck? Oh right, he rage invades. I didn't think about it. You know why he does this, by the way? I wanted to do Raptors because it gives me 6, and then I was gonna just chill. But the reason he does this, by the way, is because he walked topside, right? And he saw all of his camps are gone, so he rage invades, right? They also like rage gank, usually. Like, basically, whenever you take everything from the enemy, they like get mad, and they run to either a lane or to your jungle. But I kind of forgot because I don't think about these people at all. I don't know. I don't really see a reason why I would respect them in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, we got 6, right? And then just walk into enemy jungle. Like, right now he's low HP, so no way he wins, right? Like, I can sell all of these items and I will still beat him because of the HP that he is lacking. Oh. Right. I mean, I don't think these people realize if my champion actually does damage. He was... Oh. It's vision. Like, you see, that thing there, that's how you play against range champs as melee, right? Like, you get into a bush, you, like, try to space them, right? Like, for example, if they're walking into me, right, and I'm walking away like this, I can, like, turn, and if they don't react in time, then I'll actually get closer to them than I'm supposed to be, and then I can actually reach them. Now, since we did his bot side, and he's not level 6 yet, we can just invade him on top side as well. But let's do Raptors so that we get... Oh wait, Raptors are down. Right, I forgot he was rage invading. Okay, let's just Cuddle then. He's gonna go on blue buff anyway, because his blue buff is up, right? So he wants to get it. So we're gonna do this so that we get level 7 and we get a small advantage in terms of base stats and our Q level and whatever, right? And then we just run to his jungle and just fight him. Okay, so if he's not here, then he ran bot side. Man, why are you bot side? For what? Crazy guy. Then you just take all of his camps again. Right? And that's how you get the biggest advantages in League. If you're allowed to just take everything from enemy. There's no reason to gank at these points, like, really don't get baited into it, like, it's so cringe. Kha'Zix is probably bot side though. Wait, why is he top side? I thought he was bot side and I would have to, like, be ready to ult. But apparently he's top side now. Oh yeah, he thought his top side camps would be up, right? I forgot about that. Right. So now he runs to his Krugs or what? I don't know. I don't know really. Actually, maybe he runs like this and then tries to go, I don't know, do something. I'll just gank, I guess. If you can't find enemy jungle, you can gank, I guess. Otherwise, just take all of his camps. Okay, so he went dragon. I mean, it was gonna be one of those. Then he just, like, fights. But I mean, at this point you just stat check him. Or he stat checks you because his champ is special. He goes in this 10 times. For fun. But to be fair, he does have more gold spent than me at the moment, because I have 3000 gold in my inventory. The reason I stat check him is levels though. And also because Dark Seal is giving me inflated gold. So technically I do have more gold worth of stats than him. But he has full items, so the item gives him an extra effect on top of stats. But then you just do your own camps since you did all of his already. But he has no ult, so you can go fight him again. Like, what is this? Low elo players are telling me what to do every game. Like, shut up. Bro, I don't care what you think I should do. So ill. Help top! Yeah, bro, I'll help top. Basically, now I actually have to do the thing, right? The condition, so I watch him use a camp, or use a spell, right? So he used Q, so I can beat him, but he has E, so whatever. Can they just, like, let me play normal and just showcase what I want to showcase? Not cool. What's this one? Let me play. Where the fuck did enemy jungle go? Went here. How did he get there? An ill guy. Yeah, bro, I will gank top, shut up. Keep hunting him. People are ill. And if you can't hunt him, then hunt his camps. So he doesn't get any farm. And you get all the farm. I want to play down gold though, because if I play down gold, then I actually have to abuse when he uses spells in the camp. Because otherwise I just stat check him because of the gold advantage. That's why I don't want to base. But, bro, what the fuck am I playing? Whatever, I'll base then. I'll just ping sport gap. So he knows. What the fuck am I playing? Whatever, man. Wow, crazy. I mean, the only issue I have is like when you're invading the enemy jungler a lot, if you don't spend your gold, right, then they start defending it and you can't really stat check, right? Because if I spend my gold, then I can just fight all of them when they come. Like the Aurelion, when he does whatever the fuck he did, and I combo him, he just dies, you know? Like here on Raptor, he just dies if I spent my gold before that. Bit unfortunate. It's a bit hard to show up invading, I think, in lower elo. Because it's kind of like once or twice you need to abuse them making a mistake, but if you get kills from lanes and you don't even need to like abuse mistakes really, you can stat check as well if you want. As long as you spend your gold. I mean, that does show the importance of spending gold though. But in theory, basically, like you would just, oh, he used his E, right? Free kill. Like what is he going to do about it? Okay, I guess. He flashed away. That's the one thing he can do about it, I suppose. This is why I don't really value doing dragons and stuff though in lower elo. Because usually you just get to kill all of the enemy laners in the enemy jungle instead, and all of their camps and all of your camps, and if you do that, then you don't really have time to do dragons. Like, when in this game did I have time when I would really want to do dragon? Like, why would I choose to do dragon over killing Kha'Zix, Set, Aurelion, and taking all of his camps? And why would I do dragon over killing the enemy, like, bot lane right now, right? It just doesn't make sense, right? Like right now I could do dragon, I suppose, but like what does this dragon really give me? The only reason I really do this dragon, like I only do infernals or mountains because they actually give the stats that I want, right? Because you're not gonna get to soul in like silver or gold or something if you actually play like normally like this, right? Or well, I'm not playing normally, I'm griefing a bit so I can showcase stuff, but you know what I mean, like if you play somewhat normally, you just play like okay. Not good, but okay. Like now again, his camps are respawning, so what is he going to do about it if I invade? Like what, are they gonna 5-man fight me? Okay, I'll kill all of them then. What can they do? I have 500 AP at 16 minutes. Like okay, fight me then. See what happens. Hey, you bought some MMR. I'm sure that will save you. Then okay, he used Q, right? Wow. You would fight him usually, right? Even if you're behind and he uses Q. Sadly, I have to ult because he did buy MR, but that's the only thing he really gets from me by buying MR. The problem is he has Nautilus, so I can get perma CC'd by Nautilus. Also, that champ does 10,000 damage. Can you like help me, you little NPCs? Like, see what I mean? When Aurelion walks up solo, like, it just doesn't work if I actually spend my gold, because I just do too much damage. No, I'll take all of his camps again. And this is why you can be like 10 levels up if you want on jungle. As I've said many times before as well. Like, as long as you're invading, you can be 10 levels up. Like, people are just coping. Saying, no, I can't be levels up, jungle XP. I mean, that's not true. The problem is, like, laners can stop you from doing this, technically. If the skill gap between junglers isn't big enough, or if the skill gap between laners is too big. Or if the enemy jungler is a very annoying champ and the laners are worse in your team. But you can see how the conditions for him winning and me winning kinda just like change more and more, right? That's all that really changes as the game progresses, with either one of us getting gold or XP, right? So the stats make it so that there are kind of different conditions for each of us winning. So for example, right now, for him to win a fight against me, the condition would be like, he has to Q me, and then he has to like, I don't know, jump away, get me to like chase him, right, with the rocket belt and all of my escapes. Then he would have to like Q me again, right, and he would like have to use stealth, and then maybe like his teammates like CC me, you know? I don't know, something like that, let's say. But when we were more even, right, the conditions for him winning were just like, oh, well, don't get like caught randomly and get engaged on first when you have no spells, right, stuff like that. If I was as behind as him, my condition for winning would literally be like nothing, because he would just buy like one MR item, and the only way I win is if he just goes AFK, or if my teammates do all the damage, right? Like, I wouldn't do much damage. In that sense, he's actually better off than I would be in the reversed position. Because buying armor for me is first of all not as useful as buying MR for him, and second of all, it's just not as good. Then you can just take every camp if you have a lot of AP. You can choose, really. You could just perma-fight the enemy as well at this point. You can choose if you want to be 10 CS a minute or if you want to take every camp. It's up to you, really. I'll just buy items since the enemy is deciding to be a bit special. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. I think this is a much better way of playing though in lower elo than playing the way I showcased in the last videos in general, because first of all, if you have any clue as to what you are doing, like, you just get much more. And second of all, if you play in this way, then every single game that you play below, like, let's say at least high diamond MMR should be a win if you play it good. So there's never like an excuse, because if you play farming and try to be like, I don't know, like, you try to be 10 CS a minute, farming your own jungle, full clear, consistent ganks only, bullshit like that, like, I don't know, you will end up losing at least some games, even if you don't really do stuff wrong. Because while you didn't play wrong per se, you didn't... Oh. Can you stop isolating me? Whatever. I misplayed that. I don't care though. While you didn't play wrong per se, you did not do as much as you could. Like, usually, if you're just like farming, like, the problem is your laners get fucked, right? And when your laners are messed up, then if you die once, like I just died to Kha'Zix, right, it can be really bad, right? Suddenly he's like same level as you and stuff, but I'm 5 levels up on him, like I really do not need to care about anything this guy does. And if I actually played this game properly and wasn't like soft griefing, because I didn't want to spend my gold and stuff, or actually not even soft griefing, honestly, I would say that's pretty hard griefing. If I played it properly, I could be like 6 levels up easily, you know? So, in that case, like, you just can't really lose. But yeah, maybe I'll make a little spreadsheet thing later for what the conditions are for wanting to fight each enemy jungler, and also what the conditions are for winning the fight based on if you are behind, even, or ahead against each one. I don't know, so maybe, I don't know, comment or like the video or something if you would like that. I don't know if people would want to use that. Maybe, I suppose. I don't know, it's just still enemy. You can honestly do whatever you want at this point. I'm quite sure that if I sent my account info to any of you right now, like, you would win this game with one hand. I don't know, where's the enemy though? What are they doing? So confused. Just ran off, or what? Yeah. So let's see how much damage I did to this guy. That's a bit of damage. I think that's how you play set. But yeah, honestly, like, just fight. Once you get ahead enough, just fight everyone. You don't really need to care. Just don't get perma CC, then you win every fight. That's all you really need to care about, right? Bro, can this Jin champ not be that broken? Just become immune to everything in the game. It's like me. It's so disgusting for me. The problem is I can't face check, because if I get perma CC'd by Nautilus I can actually die. Because I only have damage items. Yeah bros, I will really listen to what you think. I really care. I really do, guys. Yeah, those champs have CC, so have to chill against those champs. Yo. Well, we saw last time how much damage I did to him, so if I W him, he just dies. So you find him on camp. And he doesn't have E because he used the E to get over the wall. Because otherwise he couldn't be in here yet. So let's kill him. That's kind of the condition, right? Like, if he has E, then he would never die here. But because he has no E, we can kill him. There's always conditions in this game for stuff to happen, and if you can find them and recognize them, then it's going to benefit you a lot. Kinda like that. Let's buy Static Shiv, that sounds fun, no? Why didn't I buy that? It's way more fun than Lich Bane. Oh my god, I actually want Static Shiv now. Sounds fun. I mean, my team will just end the game, I don't know. I kind of went over this type of playstyle though when I was doing my Iron series, so this is not so new, but I wanted to revisit it. Okay. Also, on the topic of playstyles, I want to mention this before I end it. So people will say that playstyles exist, or people will say that playstyles don't exist. Well, playstyles are really just crutches, which are a way to maximize your impact while having the least effort spent, right? What? Oh, I told my teammates to shut the fuck up last game. I forgot. Instant warning. Classic. So, while minimizing the effort spent, so what ends up happening is that people will play aggressive or defensive because they think, okay, well, if I play I play aggressive every game, right? Like that's my aggressive playstyle. But the reality is that they just play like aggressive leaning, and then sometimes that's optimal, and sometimes it's just like okay, you know. And same thing with leaning playstyles. Sometimes it's optimal, and sometimes it's just okay. So if they always played the optimal one, then obviously they would have more impact. But that would be a lot more difficult than just always playing either optimal or okay. And because this way of playing is much easier, right? It's kind of like following the 80-20 rule. So they're getting 80% of the rewards for 20% of the effort. While if they wanted to play completely optimal, they would need like 80% more effort for no reason, right? So that's why people tend to lean towards a playstyle. So either farming or invading or ganking or aggressive or defensive or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, you're going to have to learn to balance all of it if you want to be the best version of yourself. But that's something that only comes much later. So at the start, when you're just climbing up, you can't pick a playstyle and lean on that for a while until you figure out why that playstyle is lacking in certain situations. So for example, this invading playstyle starts to lack quite a lot when you're actually not allowed to invade because enemy jungler champ, because enemy laners aren't letting you, because your own laners aren't letting you, and so on, right? Or maybe because you can't really win the game by getting yourself only ahead. And for example, if you have like Lucian Nami bot lane against like Zeri Yumi, and that bot lane is going to be more of a win con than you, no matter what you play against, kinda, in the enemy jungle, right? So you might just be forced to play for that more. Um, so yeah, that'll wrap up this video. If you enjoyed it, then like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. So bye bye.